Welcome back to the Pit Fight Tournament. Today we will be ranking the top 10 best orcs from Season 1 of the Pit Fight Tournament. I will not be ranking them on how they did in the tournament, well, partially. I will be ranking them by how well they are in fights, their personality, how exciting their fights can be, and just about how badass they are. I will also be ranking them by how memorable they are. I will be sharing my list. You guys share your list in the comments below. Anyways, let's get right into it. Number 10, Garl Bloodstorm.
Think you're tough, eh? We'll see about that.
Garl Bloodstorm is one of the most memorable fighters in the entire season. That's because of his amazing appearance and his amazing fights. He fights his heart out in all his fights. He has tough fights. He always likes to use his combination of his skills. He's very memorable, very tough. I can't forget about this part. Garl Bloodstorm tragically lost his third fight to Booble the Infernal, who went on to fight in the finale. Garl's presence in the arena was always shocking, and when you saw him fight, you knew that he was going to kill someone, which makes him the number 10 spot. Number 9, Az-Adar the Fanatical.
I will sacrifice you to the dark flame.
Az-Adar is a monster in battle. I feel like everybody loves him when he fights because he always gives everyone a surprise. He's an OLOG tracker, which makes you not root for him because he doesn't look the best, and he's definitely not the best looking on paper. But when he fights his heart out. Az-Adar seems to overcome all odds with his traps, and he usually always makes an insane comeback without a rage. He always picks people up and punches them. He always throws people around. He always throws down his traps, and this is why he's memorable, because he has proven that he belongs in the tournament, and that's what it's all about. I went from liking Az-Adar and wanting him to get out of his first fight, to loving Az-Adar and wanting him to move to the finale. Sadly, he lost in the final fight of Episode 2 to Borgu Goldfang, but it was the closest fight of Season 1. As soon as the fight ended, Borgu started bleeding, which in a way is a victory. Az-Adar will be remembered as the best OLOG that I've seen in Season 1, and personally my favorite OLOG in Season 1. Number 8, Og the Shame.
Track your face is annoying. I really want to slice it off.
Og the Shamed truly is an idiot, but we all love him for it. I mean, look at this. He's killing the OLOG in literally just about 10 seconds of the fight. Og the Shamed is a monster. A slayer with enraged by injury without exhaustion is always going to be a beast.
You look like a show-off. I hate show-offs.
Anytime Og is in a fight, it's chaos. His elite savages are throwing everyone around, his enraged by injury is all over the place, and he's doing triple strike. Very few contenders are as competitive as Og the Shamed, and that's what makes him number 8. Number 7, Booth the Venomous.
Let's see how confident you are when you're wearing your insides on the outside.
What is there not to like about Booth? He's an incredibly awesome destroyer, he looks amazing, like one of the coolest guys in the game, and he's incredibly tough. I mean, there's nothing you can't really like there. He's killed people in some of the most satisfying ways he can. He perfectly times attacks sometimes. Sometimes his poison bombs can be ineffective, but when he uses them as a ranged weapon, it's awesome, and he's one of the best contenders in the show. Number 6, Ugol Wrathbreeder.
Come on, then. Unless you're a coward.
Another contender from the action-packed Episode 5, Ugol Wrathbreeder clearly was my favorite that episode. He was a savage berserker, which is easily one of the toughest things that you can ever get in the game, and he's amazing. His personality is awesome. I love his deep voice. and just how he loves fire spreading everywhere across the field. Sadly, he lost to Boot the Venomous, but for the time he had, he was a freaking badass. Number 5, Thrak the Wise. Right off the back in the top 5, we've got the champion of Season 1, Thrak the Wise. Thrak the Wise is one of the toughest guys ever. The toughest guy in Season 1, as he obviously won. He is one of the best. His personality is low, but he is amazing. I've never seen a fighter like a Slayer just kick ass so much as well as Thrak. So, like, Thrak earns the title as the champion, and he's the best.
Welcome, Manly. I'm having a feast in your honor and picking my teeth with your bones.
Number 4, Thrak Blooddrinker.
I'm here to rip your spine out.
Thrak Blooddrinker is this high because you rarely get to see an offensive tank, and Thrak Blooddrinker is that person. Thrak is amazing. It's all about his voice and everything. I love that he throws down his fire bombs in combination with his cleavers. It's amazing. He's really one of the best fighters in the game. Overcome the odds twice and almost 3 times. First up against an Enraged by Injury Destroyer, then up against an Enraged by Injury Berserker, and then up against Thrak the Wise, and he almost beat Thrak. Also, he's known for making the first and only draw of Season 1. Thrak Blooddrinker is one of the best fighters that I've ever gotten to see on my show. He's an example of one of the best fighters that never made it to the finale. I like that he didn't make it to the finale because he's just so badass. He's got an episode of badassery, but it would have been awesome to see it in there.
Wish you never met me.
Number 3, Caught the Trusted.
I'm more than ready for another victory.
The underdog of Season 1 with Fear of Karagors making it to the semifinals and the whole thing. Caught the Trusted is one of the biggest fan favorites in my entire show. The reason is because he's such an awesome underdog. His ruthless attitude and his kick-ass attitude is what makes him number 3. He is a savage beast. He's like an animal that's been released out of its cage. He's crazy, and I love him for it. And that's why he's number 3.
Another maggot. Perfect.
Number 2, Borgu Goldfang.
Ha! I'm not impressed.
Any fight you have with this orc feels like a beatdown. Borgu is the absolute definition of insane. He is one of the best fighters in all of Mordor, and he is easily one of the favorites. His ruthless attitude is what makes him really, really well. He thinks very high of himself, and he's very strong. He is the best shield bearer berserker that we've had all season, and he's the number 2 spot.
Think you're tough, eh? We'll see about that.
Borgu got 2nd place in the whole thing. It takes a colossal titan to get 2nd place in a tournament with 64 competitors. And never mind the fact that he cheated death for Season 2. I'm not going to spoil anything, but he cheated death for Season 2. If you are looking for an orc who outlasts their opponent with unblockable, unstoppable, relentless attacks, then Borgu is your guy. Before I reveal the number 1 pick, let's see some honorable mentions.
I show you how to fight. Come on, then. Unless you're a coward. I want a challenge. Anyone got one for me? You saving the best for last out there? You know me. You know that I am unashamed. I bear my marks with pride. Not even the Gravewalker himself could shame me.
Number 1, Arhisu of the Beasts.
Time for a real fight?
I'm just kidding. The real number one is
I'm just getting warmed up here.
Booble the Infernal. A crazy fighter. I mean, one of the best ever. One of the best warrior slayers. Actually, no. The best warrior slayer that I've seen in the game. He is incredible. The damage he does. How satisfying the way he kills everyone. It's just like, he is the best. Everyone likes him. Like, he's the best. Personality-wise, he's awesome. He's amazing in combat. He's just number one.